Good day, shipmates. My name is Nate Jones. For those of you who do not know me, this is another episode of Front Row Seat to my how, to my why, and to my when. I just want to give you a brief update in terms of where I am and where I'm going. If you have checked out the previous videos, I have given you some food for thought in terms of what I'm trying to achieve and where I'm trying to go, and I'm doing it in a sense in real time, even though there are times when my videos are not forthcoming and so on and so forth. But we're trying to rectify that uh, in a very serious way. I just want to give you a breakdown in terms of you know you know what my eyes are set on doing, and they say if people don't uh, say that your goals are not are too big. If they don't say that, then your goals are probably not big enough. So I'm going to share with you what my goals are and what my projections are. Even though I have given it to you in the past, I think it actually stands to be repeated, and I'm going to do it just right now. For all intents and purposes, my my desire and goal is to actually have 40 acres of property here in the UK. 40 hectares of property in the UK is, yeah, it's not a small chunk of property, and of course, it's not a small chunk of money. But that's what I have my eyes set on. 40 hectares. And of course, I also would like to get 40 hectares of property in the Philippines. But let's just say for now, I got my eyes set on 40 hectares of property in the UK. The business that I'm involved in is my own personal business. It's called Stinks Inc. We started it on last year, uh, and uh, we have just made our first check of 75 pounds or $75, I should say, from the U.S. because the book is being sold from that perspective. So anyway, we made our first $75 as a business, yeah. And but let me get on with showing you, what I'm seeking to do. Of course, as I stated, my overall goal, in a sense, is 40 hectares of property. Now, of course, it's not my only goal, but it's my desired um, reach. And how am I planning on reaching 40 hectares of property? Well, the cost of the property, I'm not really too concerned about. Uh, because whatever the price is, that's exactly what I'm willing to pay. So I'm not going by price, I'm going by desire. My desire is 40 hectares of property, and that's basically what I want to have. So what I have decided to do is break down in terms of what I would like to see as a figure, for myself, and what I think I could use and what I think will be comfortable for me to be at a stage when I can step out and say, I want this piece of property. And don't talk to me about price. Talk to me about what I need to get this property. I want to have that type of attitude. I want to have that type of mindset. I want to have that stance. And in order for me to have that stance, this is what I believe I need to do. And I'm going to share that with you now. In order for me to have a stance like that, I think, personally speaking, I need about 11 million pounds. Yeah, for my lifestyle. 11 million pounds for my lifestyle. And I'm believing that if I have 11 million pounds just set aside for my lifestyle, then I believe that I can step anywhere in the UK if need be, but more so in the area that I'm now residing, which is in Peterborough area. I believe that I can step out and look and see, and if there is a piece of property that I like and it's 40 hectares, I believe that I can make a bid for that property with that amount reserved for my lifestyle. Now, in order for me to have 11 million pounds reserved for my lifestyle, of course, if you're in business, there's absolutely no way where you could just do business, make 11 million pounds, and say it's yours. From what I understand and the little that I understand about business, there has to be accountability from the standpoint of taxes, from the standpoint of issues that you have in your personal life, and so on and so forth. So, how will I amass 11 million pounds and still be in keeping with the regular rules and regulations that govern business? Well, to have 11 million pounds set aside for my lifestyle, I need to be able to have 35 million set aside in my savings account. Now, just hold on for just a brief moment. How did I even come to the conclusion that I can have 11 million set aside for lifestyle and 15 million 400 set aside for saving? Let me explain. I'm of the firm belief that whatever I take in for my personal self in terms of an income, I firmly believe that a certain portion of that money should be set aside for my tithes and my offerings, which in my case comes out first. After I have taken out my tithes and my offerings from my personal income and profits, I take out 35% and put it aside for my savings. Because I am a firm believer that my savings should be something that, yeah, that I should have a real serious uh, uh, portfolio for. Yeah, because the savings gives me a chance to start over again if I want to start business again, if I fail, if I get sick or if I have issues or the savings is a buffer, yeah, for my lifestyle. Yeah. So therefore, yeah, it should be hefty enough. Now, it's just my personal belief. Okay. And I have four germinations from my money that I divide when it comes to my income. I have four. Other people may have more, some may have less. But for me, I have four. And what are those four? 25% is my lifestyle, which represents 11 million pounds. And that lifestyle is considerate of the house, of the property, of the things that I seek to own and have. 11 million is what I have set aside for myself. Now, it's not 11 million one time in a lifetime, no. It simply means that I have 11 million. set aside for my lifestyle. Of course, whatever I have for my lifestyle, I have a certain amount which is set aside for my tithes and my offerings and my free will gifts. Because I'm a firm believer that the money is not mine. The money is the God's that I serve. And my God is so big, so strong, and so mighty. There's nothing that my God cannot do for me. And I give him what is his by both right and by ownership. And that secures me in terms of the money that he allows me to oversee. And it keeps my fingers loosely gripped on what is his and not mine. So tithes and offerings, my 11 million that I have set aside for my lifestyle, and then of course I have the 35% which represents my savings. And finally, number 4, I have 15% allotted for investing portfolio. It's where my money makes money. Now, some people will say, well, first of all, I mean, what are you going to do about this, that, and the other? Well, you have to understand my lifestyle takes up everything that relates to my living, my well being, and the issues of day to day transference, my lifestyle. So everything, even Melissa, that word is always bugs me, miscellaneous, it's all a part of the lifestyle. So that 25% comes out to take care of everything that is to deal with and to do with Nate Jones on a personal level. Okay? Now, in order for me to have a lifestyle of 11 million pounds, that means that my net profit take home from my business should be 44 million pounds. 44 million pounds. Some of you are like, man, this man is over the moon. And it's true. You know, I could be over the moon. But I'm seeking to pull or to extract from my business 44 million pounds, of which 25% of that is the 11 million pounds set aside for my lifestyle. Now, you know, in business, there's absolutely no way that I can take out 44 million pounds from my business and it still be in business if it's not a certain percentage of what the business is doing. And this is the reason why, in order for me to take out 44 million pounds from my business itself has to do at least 175 million pounds. And of course, that 175 million pounds is only after the taxes has been removed, because it doesn't make sense me making 175,000 pounds in business and then extracting from it 44,000 pounds, which represents 25%, if taxes have not been allocated or accounted for. So in essence, my business has to do at least 255 million pounds in order for me to take and set aside 30% for taxes. Now, of course, I probably wouldn't have to pay 30% in taxes because I'm making that much. I'm sure I can hire accountants and tax attorneys and things of that nature to make sure that my taxes are not just accounted for, but that I'm getting the best rates possible. But I still have to take out that 30% as a precautionary measure to make sure that my back is covered. In other words, I have to make that amount in order for me to look out and say and be able to see whatever property I want to get and say, give it to me. You're looking at a man now who's only made 75 US dollars in a business he started a year ago, seeking to make 255 million just so that he can say, this is a piece of property that I'm looking for. Don't talk to me about price. I want it. My name is Nate Jones. I have spoken.